Hi, I'm Steph Burgess. I'm an NHS speech and language therapist. I've been using teletherapy for about 10 years now. So hopefully this quick guide to getting started will be helpful to other clinicians. And getting started is the hardest bit actually, so hopefully this will help you to do that. I think my main advice would be not to overthink the procedures, just get going. If it feels like the right thing to do, then go ahead. I know many of you, or maybe your managers, may well have concerns about governance issues, privacy, confidentiality, and so on. I think it's important to note that the official NHS digital guidance has been updated in light of the COVID-19 crisis, and basically any kind of video conferencing platform is now permissible. What they say is it's fine to use video conferencing tools such as Skype, WhatsApp, FaceTime, as well as commercial products designed specifically for this purpose. The guidance also says the consent of the patient is implied by them accepting the invite and entering the consultation. So in other words, you don't need any kind of specific consent form over and above anything you might use for face-to-face or telephone consultations. I've tested various platforms over the last few years with various degrees of success, and the one I currently use is whereby.com, and that's the one I'm going to talk about because I think it's the easiest and the quickest one to get started with. But whatever platform you choose to use, the general advice will still be relevant. It's a commercial platform, and the free version allows up to 4 people in your virtual clinic room. What I really like about it is that it doesn't require any downloads. The patient doesn't have to sign in or set up an account, so it's just super easy for them to access. They literally just click on a link. On the Whereby website, there's a really good guide to getting started, so do have a look at that. Unlike most video conferencing platforms, there's no one-time link. You set up your own room, which is always there for your use. My room happens to be called Stammering Therapy, so when I make an appointment with somebody, I just send them the link, whereby.com Stammering Therapy. They just click on that link or copy it into their browser at the appointed time. So let's see how it works. Hello!
Hello!
Hi. So, this is Eleanor. I'll just quickly show you some of the features. First thing I'm going to do is lock the room using this little icon here. There we go, the room is now locked, so nobody else can accidentally come into the room. I'm also going to change the layout because I don't really want to be seeing me as well as Eleanor. So if I click here, I've got the option to go full screen. So now obviously I can see just Eleanor and not me. Couple of functions. One is a chat window, so I can send Eleanor a little message. So hopefully you can see that. And I can also share my screen, which is quite a useful thing. So I would like to share my entire screen. It looks a bit odd for the moment, but if I pull that up, Eleanor, can you see that communication chain?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So if I wanted, I could talk through some of that or anything else with her. I could pull up a YouTube video. Basically anything that's on my screen, Eleanor can see at her end. So I'm going to stop sharing and go back. So Eleanor, could you just share your screen with me so that we can see what it looks like from the other end? So Eleanor is now showing us, I think it's a picture of her cat. Lovely.
You got
A picture of Eleanor's cat. Very nice. So Eleanor, can you tell me how this has been for you, having your therapy in this way?
At first it was very, very odd and strange, but after a few minutes you forget that you're doing it, by a computer. You feel like you're in the same room, and it keeps that connection going, which otherwise you wouldn't, you'd lose it.
Would you say there's a big difference between having your sessions face-to-face and having it by video?
It is different, but you can still connect well over the internet, I think. And as I say, it means that you can keep the sessions going rather than them fizzle out. And, you know, we're all in these therapy sessions for a reason. We need them. They're absolutely vital. So, yeah, it's a way of continuing the work.
Great. And do you think there are any advantages to having it this way?
Well, you can do it at home. You don't have to leave home. You can be comfortable in your own setting, your own, surroundings, and that can be helpful too.
And how did you find using the technology? Was it fairly straightforward?
I'm a muppet when it comes to technology, but even I managed to get on. So if I can do it, anyone can.
Okay, so it was pretty straightforward then.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so just a few other tips. I have a folder on my laptop with all the resources I regularly use, things that I want to share with the patient during the session. So that might be documents, it might be images, it might be links to YouTube videos, but I just make sure I've got them there close to hand so I can instantly pull them up if I need to during the session. The other thing I always make sure I do is have their phone number to hand, just in case for whatever reason they can't get through or we lose the connection during the session. It's very helpful obviously to be able to quickly ring them up, so make sure you've got that handy. Many of you may well be having to switch to this way of working because you don't have a choice, but actually there are real advantages to using telemedicine, and I think patients really appreciate it. As Eleanor said, you get to stay in your own home, which means people on the whole are more relaxed. There's no anxiety about travelling, paying to park or for transport, or worrying about getting lost. And of course, it's much, much better for the environment. So have a go. Hopefully you'll realise it's not as difficult or as daunting as you think, and it's a brilliant way to keep connecting with your patients.